Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us focus on hosting a website by using EC2 instances. How to create a instance as a server. So for that, first you need to create an instance. So here launch instance option is there directly, or else you can open instances. Under instances, you have an option instances. There you can see what are the instances available on right side. On right side, you have an option to launch your instance. Just click on it to launch your new instance for server. Now you need to provide the name. So since it's a server one, I'm providing my instance name as server one. I'm moving on with the default Linux version and the instance type. What are the instance type that you prefer that you can choose? So currently I'm moving on with the default instance type. So based on your requirement of these virtual CPUs as well as memory as well as family type, you can choose the instance type. You can see multiple are available here, but I'm moving on with the free tier. Then I'm proceeding without a key pair for this lab, but in real time projects, it is recommended to use particular key pair so that it will be highly secure. And then I'm not configuring any networking details. I'm just moving on with the default options. And in order to connect it to my website, after creating this EC2 instance, I want to make that EC2 instance as server. So what I do by using server, in servers, I obviously host my websites. Then I accept or I can get my website by using HTTP request, right? Yes. So I want to allow traffic from HTTP. So that's why I'm allowing this. I'm clicking on this so that it also allow HTTP traffic in order to accept my website. Then we need to provide the storage, how much we want. Now I'm just moving on with the 16 GB. In real time, you can choose based on your requirement. Then at last, that's it. I'm just moving on with create launch instance. In right side summary, you can see an option launch instance. That's it. Just click on it so that your instance will be launched. Currently, my instance is launching. Now I want to put some website into this EC2 instance and I want to host that website by using this EC2 instance. Successfully, my instance is launched and that instance ID is this. Now I'm just clicking on view all instances so that it will move back to this instances option. You can see under instances, I have instances. Under this, it will came. Now currently it was not showing. I'm just reloading it. You can see my instance is in pending state. That is whenever you launch a particular EC2 instance, then that will first reach to this pending state. Then it will reach to active state after some time. So just wait for few seconds or minutes so that it will reach to active state. Now you can see our instance, whatever the server one instance that we just created, that will reach you to the running state. So till now, what we have done is we successfully created one EC2 instance, right? Yeah. Then next, what we gonna do is we want to use this instance as a server. So that's why I named this as a server one. I named this instance name as server one. Now what I'm expecting is I want to connect it to this EC2 instance and I want to make that EC2 instance as server by putting some web application inside it. I want to put some HTML code related application in it and then I want to host that particular website in my EC2 instance. I want to host particular website in this EC2 instance. and I want to make this particular EC2 instance or this instance as my server. So that's what we're gonna do in this. Now you can see my instance is in running state. Now we can able to connect to it and we can able to do anything to it. We can have directly an option that is connect. After selecting that, you can press on connect so that it will provide you some options to connect. So directly from here, you can see EC2 direct connect is there. You can see EC2 instance connect. So by using that, you can directly connect to it by just clicking on connect option. Now I'm just clicked on connect option. Let's see, does it connected or not? You can see connection is establishing. So in this way, we can able to simply create our EC2 instance for our real-time applications, that is HTML websites hostings. And you can see some error came. I'm just reloading this. Then we can able to connect to that particular instance by using this EC2 connect option. So that's you have seen, right? Yeah. So by directly selecting that instance, to which instance do you want to connect, and then click on connect option. There you can see EC2 instance connect. So under that, you have an option that is a connect option is there. Just click on it so that it will connect to your EC2 instance. Now I am just moving back. You can see my EC2 instance connection is done successfully. Now I want to clear this. So for that, I am executing the command clear. So this was cleared. Now what I am expecting is I want to create one HTML file and I want to host that particular HTML file related website. So for that, first, where we create that file. So first we need to know where we need to create that file. We need to create that file under where, under this you need to create under www, under this HTML folder. You actually need to create the file with the name index.html. So in this index.html, you need to write your web application code. Then you can able to host that code by using HTTPD. Now I'll show you currently available. So let's see in which directory we was. We was in this directory, that is under the root directory. We are present under home directory, then under EC2 user directory we are. Now what I told you, where we need to create our website, we actually need to create our website under root. We have where folder, under that we have www folder, under that we have HTML folder, under that you actually create whatever the index.html file that you want to host. So let's see, let's move back to the home. You can see we are under a root directory. Now let's list and see. You can see we have multiple options here. We have multiple folders here, right? Yes. So among these, in which folder I want to create? In where folder, right? Yes. So do you see that where folder available here? Yes, you can see that was visible here. VAR folder is available here. Now I'm just expecting to move into that particular folder. So for that, change directory to where. You can see we are now inside our where folder. You can see the present working directory. We are currently under where folder. You can list and check what are the files present inside this. Inside my where folder, I have these many folders again available. But you need to notice one point. What is that point, sir? That point is here no www folder is available. You can even recheck. There is no www folder is available in these folders. So by default, if you create your own server, this www folder is not available. So, but where you want to create your HTML file Under www folder, under HTML folder, you want to create your index.html file. So before this, actually you need to install one server. What is that, sir? That is HTTPD. This HTTPD you need to install in order to host your HTML related websites inside your server, inside your EC2 instance. In order to make your EC2 instance into server by hosting any HTML pages, then you need to install this HTTPD. So how to install this, sir? You can install this by using install command. In Linux, you have install command. By using this install, you can able to install any libraries. So by using this, you can able to install. Now I'm just clicking on enter. You can see this command has to run with super user privileges. So by using root user only can execute these commands. Currently, which user you are? You are EC2 user, right? Now I'm expecting to move to super user. So for that, sudo space super user, sudo space su represents super user. So I'm changing to super user. You can see I changed from EC2 user to which user? Root user. That is a super user. Now I again execute this command. That is minstall httpd. Minstall httpd. Let us see, do we got any error? No, we did not get any error. It was just asking me to enter S to install these many files in it, or else no. I'm just writing Y and I'm just entering so that all that particular HTTPD will be installed successfully. You can see it was installed successfully and completed. So now we have our HTTPD. So let's list and see, do we have www, that is inside this var folder, does any folders created extra or not? So let's list and check. I'm just listing that. Now you can see www. So one more folder is created. What is that? www, right? Yes. So automatically this www was created. This folder was created after you installing HTTPD, right? Yeah. So now I want to move into that www and I want to list whatever the files in it, folders in it. You can see HTML folder is there. CGI bin folder is also there. I'm just expecting to move to HTML folder, and inside that I want to create my website, so that I moved into that by using change directory command. Now I want to list the data present in it. You can see I used ls command. There is no data present in it. Now I want to create one file, that is what? index.html. By using Vim editor, I want to edit that. So I'll show you how to create a file and then after editing it. So to create a file, so for that you need to write touch command. Then which file you want to create, that file name you need to write and just click on enter. You can see that file is created successfully. Now what I want to edit the file related code. So currently I want to see what the code present in it. So I just created by using touch command. So in order to see what is the data present in any particular file, you can use cat command. You can see nothing was there, so that's why nothing is printed here. Now I want to edit this. I want to edit this index.html file and I want to put some data into it. So for that we have Vim editor and nano editor. So like that many are there. I'm just using a Vim editor now. So index.html. So which file you want to edit, that file name you need to provide, and before that you need to provide the tool by using which you want to edit. Currently I'm using Vim editor tool, so that's why I provided Vim. You can see we just entered into this index.html file. Now I want to insert some data. So if you want to insert some data into the file, just click I, then it will enter into insert mode. You can see I just clicked I, it enters into the insert mode. Now you can able to write the code in it. So since this is a HTML file, I return HTML and I want to create the title, that is, I want to create some heading. Like you can say, if I open my web page, then I'll get some name right on top. Yes. So I want to put the name for it. I want to put the tab related name for it. So for that, I want to create the title for it. So for that, actually in HTML, so I'll show you this HTML. In HTML, you have two tags, that is a opening and closing tags. So in this HTML only, you actually write your code. So in this HTML, you actually have two main sections, that is a head section and body section is also there. So these are pair tags, since both opening and closing tags are there. So that's why we call these tags as pair tags. Now I created head related section and body related section. In this head, we need to mention this HTML file or website related metadata. Currently, I want to change the title of my website. So the title I want to put like website 1, website 1. So like that I want to put, and I am closing this title tag. Spelling mistake. Yeah. Now I want to put in your body, in this body tags, what you actually write is, so whatever the data that you want to put inside your HTML page, that you need to write here inside your body. Now I just write one para, or else you can say I just write one heading. So h1 tag is the one of the tag in order to write headings. So like that we have multiple heading tags available. So based on that, the size will be varies for your headings. If you want to write headings in your HTML page, then you use these tags. So currently I want to write like welcome hero. So like that I want to write. So I have written my code. You can see I have created one HTML tags. Then inside my head, I mentioned the title, that is website 1. Inside body, I need to see welcome hero. So like this, I want to get. Now I want to save this code inside the index.html. We are in insert mode, right? So in this mode, we can able to just insert. So in order to write the data into it, so click on Control O. I'm just clicking on Control O. You can see it was shifting from insert mode to another mode. Now you just click on colon, and in order to write this data, write this whole data into the file, you just click on W. So after writing, I want to quit, I want to move out. So that's why I want to write Q. So write and quit, then not symbol that indicates till now it was not written and quitted, then now it will be done. Now I'm just clicking on enter. After entering only it will be done. I just click on enter. You can see we reach it back. Now I want to see the data which is present in this index.html. Currently I have written some data, right? Yes. So I want to check that data is present in it or not. So to check that, I'm using this cat command. I'm just clicking on enter. You can see, so whatever the data that we put inside that, so that is visible here, right? Yes. So what we did, we simply installed this httpd. We simply installed this httpd. Then inside that, inside the var, inside this var, inside this www, inside this HTML folder, we actually created one file. What is that file? I'll show you that file name. That is index.html. Inside this index.html, by using a Vim tool, we created some code inside it. That is a HTML code. Now what I'm expecting, I want to host this website. So for this, how to do? So in order to host this website, you need to start HTTPD. You have installed that HTTPD, right? Previously, you need to start that. If you haven't started that, your website is not hosted. Till you have not started that, till that moment, your website is not hosted. So whenever you start that HTTPD, then your website got hosted. Your website hosting got started at that moment of time only. Even you can verify that by taking the public IP address of this particular EC2 instance. So we just connected to this particular EC2 instance, right? So I just copying this IP address. Now I'm opening one more tab, and so to visible to you, I just put this here. Now I'm pasting that and clicking on enter. It just loads sometime and give you some error. You can see what it is showing. The site can't be reached. The site can't be reached. So till now we just provided the website, but we have not started the HTTPD. So now let us start that HTTPD. How to start that, sir? For to start that, you can use a system control command, that is systemctl start HTTPD. You can see now after starting, you need to enable this HTTPD also. So I'm just enabling. So systemctl enable HTTPD, so that you can see already related simulation link was generated. Now you can even check from here the status of this HTTPD, whether it is enabled or not, whether it is active or not. And by using systemctl status HTTPD command, you can able to see the status of this HTTPD also. You can see currently it is active and running. Now you can open your website again and you can again see that data, whether you can see now for that particular IP address, whatever the public IP address is there for the website. So that by using that public IP address, you can see in that. So whatever the code that I have written, you can see this is the code that we have written. In left hand side, you can see the code that we written. So website 1 is the title that we provided, that is visible here. So at the top, then we provided the heading in our body, that is a welcome hero. So that is also visible here. So in this way, you can able to make your EC2 instance as server. So from this, we can conclude that we created one EC2 instance and we made that EC2 instance as a server by hosting one website in that particular EC2 instance, right? Yes. In this way, we can able to create a EC2 instance to launch, to create our servers in real time. So, but the condition that I want to tell, the recommendation that AWS provides us is you must need to use a key pair in order to connect to your EC2 instance and in order to configure your website details. In real time, what happens is you configure your website details in your local machines and then you upload those data into this EC2 instance. So during that time, you need to first install this HTTPD, then in this particular HTML folder, in this particular where www HTML folder, you need to put your index.html or main file. Then you need to run that file, then only you got the response. So let's say if you put the another name instead of index.html, if you try to put the name other than that, so whether that can able to provide me the response or not. So for that, I'm just moving my file name, that is renaming my file name by using mv command. I'm just renaming the file name from index.html to main.html. So let's see, do I get the response available in the IP address or not? I'm just reloading it. you can see I haven't got the correct response, but it is working. It works. That means what are the HTTPD that you enabled, that will defaultly provide you some code. So in that code, this will be present. So that's why it is visible. Now, what actually I want actually what are the code that I have written. So my website result I want. So for that, you must need to provide index.html as your file name. Now I'm just renaming this from main to index.html to get my website related, that is what are the website that I hosted, that related data. I'm just reloading it. You can see I got my response. So in this way, you can able to actually host your particular website, HTML related website in your EC2 instance. Let's say I have a client. Now the client came to me and asked me to create and maintain a cloud-based website for him. So for that, developers will actually develop the code and they give me that dynamic website code for me. Now, since I know the process of how to host my website, HTML related website, I hosted that particular website that is provided by my developers team. So in this way, I hosted my website and I created one server for my client and I provided that particular IP address to my client. Now let's say my client is accessing that particular website by using this IP address. So let's say only 2 users are there currently now for my client. Now in future, let's say his business was developed very much. So I am happy for that. Even my client was very happy for that. So after that, so a lot of users are hitting, or a lot of users are hitting this particular website. So a lot of traffic is hitting this particular website. So for that scenario, since many users are using that website, so some of the users can see a issue, that is they cannot able to access that website. That is server is unavailable. So like that issues came. Now my client came to me again. So he told me the same thing. So some of my clients are facing the issue, that is a server not available. So I want to overcome this issue. So can you overcome this issue? So like that he asked me. Then for that, how to do it? So we need to create multiple servers for it. I told him that we need to maintain multiple servers for it, so that in this way, multiple servers can accept the requests from users and those can able to provide the sufficient response to multiple users. So for that, he asked me immediately to create one more server and provide me the URL for him. So now let's see how to create another server and how to integrate or how to provide a single URL. Since if you create another website, then what happens? Another server, then what happens? For that also, another IP address will be created, right? Yes. So another IP address will be created. Now I want a person in between my client and or users and the website. So I want a person in between users and website to distribute the traffic between two servers. Since I create two servers for this demo, so in real time you create multiple servers, but currently I want to create only two servers to show you how the process will be. Now I want a person in between my users and website, that is servers. So that will distribute the traffic which is coming from users among my servers. I want that person. Who is that middle person can do this? That is elastic load balancer. So we're gonna implement that as well in this lab. So for that, let's go quickly and create one more server. So for that, I'm just moving on to EC2 instance. So I just moving on to EC2 management console. You can see under EC2 management console, I have already one server. Now I want to create one more server by using this launch instances. I just clicked on it. Now I want to provide the name of this as server 2, server 2, and I want to, yeah, I want to use the same AMI, that is Amazon Mission Image. So whatever the OS that you configured, the same OS that you want and the same user data that you want, then the previously you created server 1, right? So for that particular server related data or particular configurations do you want related to OS or user data, then you can choose this my AMIs and create your own AMI and provide that. So currently you do not have any AMIs. If you want, you can able to create AMIs from the available instances. Now I'll show you that creating AMIs as well. Select the server that you have or instances that you have. Then under actions tab, you have images and templates option. There you can able to click on create image. So there it asks you to provide some name in order to identify the image. Server 1 IMG. So like that, I'm providing the image name. Then I'm moving on with the whatever the values that it has, and I'm just clicking on create image. So whenever I created an image for this server, what happens is that server image was created and stored under this AMIs, under images, under AMIs, that server related image is created. So by using this server related image, we can able to create another instance easily. So by just clicking, so why do we use this AMI images, sir? In order to create your server easily, we can use those AMI images in order to use the already available configurations. Now I'm just clicking on a launch instance. You can see we entered into the page. So here I'm providing the name of my another server as a server 2, and so under my AMIs, I want to select whatever the AMIs that are owned by me. You can see only one AMI is there. That is also server 1 image. So that's what we created just previously. If we use that, then already whatever the instance type that is created, that is available here. So whatever the instance type that I choose, that is visible here. And since I'm using that, it can tell me the details of, so what is the root volume. So storage related details was provided default, and operating system related details was provided. So by using that image, AMI image, you can able to get the operating system related details and storage related details from available servers. So it makes you easy to configure the other details. Now I'm just moving on with this option, that is a quick start, or else for this demo, I want to show you this my AMIs utilization option also. So that's why I'm moving on with my AMIs option and selected the AMI image that I have. And here we need to provide the key pairs related data. So currently I'm moving on with without key pair, but in real time you need to provide the key pair. So in order to access your server, in order to access your EC2 instance, you need to create your key pair. I'm just allowing again the HTTP traffic. Since I want to make it as a server 2, I want to allow this traffic. And in advanced details, I want to provide you some user data. So here you have one more option, that is a user data. So whenever you created your instance, whenever you launched your instance, this user data will be automatically executed. This user data will be automatically executed. So what I want to install HTTPD, right? So in order to install that HTTPD, you can use the command that is sudo yum install HTTPD. So that's it. It was installed. Then next, what you will do? The next you will, after installing your HTTPD, you need to create your website, right? Yes. So where you need to create under where, under www, under HTML, index.html file. So under this file, you need to create your website. So for that, you can even directly write the data by using echo command. Inside this echo command, you can able to write your particular related data. That is I want to provide some heading, so you can able to provide directly from here. So let's make it easy. That is let's do it from console so that it will be easy for us. Now I'm just installing, I'm just executing this command. So whenever my server is launched, then I'm installing this HTTPD as well. Now I'm just clicking on launch instance. You can see my instance is launching, creating our security group. You can see successfully launched. Now I'm just clicking on view instances. So I'm reloading this page. You can see server 2 is available here. That is currently in pending state. So after a few minutes or few seconds, it will reach to the running state. Then we can able to connect to it and we can able to configure our website in that as well. You can see that is visible. That is a running state, instance state change it to running state. Now I want to connect to it. So in order to connect to it, you have an option that is a connect option. I'm just moving on with the EC2 instance connect. So at bottom, you have an option to connect. I'm just connecting to it. You can see the connection is establishing. So if you try to establish the connection while initializing, may you get the error. Previously, after starting this instance, whenever it was running, you try to connect to this particular server one, right? There you see the error. So I think this was created. So that's why checks was finished. I think checks was finished. So that's why it is visible. Connected successfully. Yeah. Now we are under our server 2 instance. Now I want to write the HTML code in it. So for this, we need to move. We need to move to where? We need to move to we need to move to where folder. Inside that, we need to move to www. Inside that, we need to move to HTML. So let us see our HTTPD was installed or not. So for that, I'm just clicking on, first I'll clear this. You can see this cleared. I'm just clicking on check that whether it is installed or not HTTPD. So for that, I'm moving on with the version. You can see that is installed. So that's why I'm getting the server related version and build command. Now what I want to do is so I already installed my HTTPD. I want to create my index.html file. For that, I'm moving on to currently I'm in where? So currently I'm in the root directory. I want to move to where folder. I want to move to www inside that HTML. So we are now inside our where folder www HTML. Let's list and see whether do I have. Yeah, I have that index.html file. So now let's see what the data present in this index.html. You can see whatever the code that we written under the server one that is visible here. So why it is visible, sir? Since we used the same AMI image, so whatever the data which is present in that particular server, that is also copied here. So from this, you have also learned one more point. If you use AMI image, then so whatever the operating system or whatever the OS data, that is whatever the storage data that is present in particular instance that will be copied to the AMI ID. And if you use that AMI ID to launch another EC2 instance, in that also that whole data, that storage data and previous server storage data and previous server operating system data, so those all will be taken as default values. You can see that is visible. Now I want to edit this since it's a website too. So in order to identify this website too, I want to change the code. But in real time, you put the same code in multiple servers so that that website will be accessible by multiple users. So currently, in order to distinguish between these two servers, I want to change this name as website 2. And yeah, so how to change this? So to change this, you can use the vim command, and in index.html, I want to change. I moved back here and I want to insert some data. So that's why I'm clicking on I. There, I want to change the website name as website 2 and hello, welcome. Welcome is done. Now in this, I want to put hi hero like this. Now I want to save this. So that's why clicking on Control O and colon, try it and quit till now. If not, and I just click enter. Now let's see what is the data present in index.html, whether it is modified or not. You can see that is modified. Now let's copy the IP address of this. You can see I'm just copying the IP address of this. I just copied. Now I'm opening this here by pasting the IP address. You can see this particular IP address I pasted here, and you can see that website 2 is visible and this hi hero, that is right. Yes. So this is a server 1 related data, that is you can see website 1 is the title and welcome hero is the body. Now this is server 2 related data, that is website 2 is the hosted and hello hero is the data present in that server 2. Now what I'm expecting is, can I able to provide this URL to one user and this URL to one user? No, right? We will provide only single URL to all the users. Now I want a person in between, where that person need to provide me a single URL and need to distribute the traffic coming to that person to among these two servers, right? Yes. So we call that server as elastic load balancer, a person present in between your users and your servers to distribute the traffic among your servers. Whenever your users requesting for website, then that particular user need to distribute the traffic. That particular person need to distribute the traffic among your servers, right? So that person is elastic load balancer. It will present in between your web servers and users, where that particular elastic load balancer will distribute traffic among these web servers. So for that, I want to create one elastic load balancer. So for that, I'm just moving back to EC2 management console. You can see load balancer option is there. I'm just clicking on load balancer. Currently till now, I do not have any load balancer. I want to create one, so that I'm clicking on create load balancer. You can see it is asking me, it is providing me 3 types of load balancers, that is a network, gateway and application load balancer. Basically this application load balancer is used to provide a outside request, that is a, so whenever a user is requesting from outside of your AWS, then you use this AWS application load balancer, you use this network load balancer bit to provide traffic distribution. Or if you have user is nothing but, let's say user is nothing but one of your application which is present inside your VPC. Then that particular application want to communicate with another application by using some URLs. Then this network load balancer will provide you a network inside your VPC. By using this network load balancer, you can able to distribute the traffic among multiple servers by using a single URL. So currently what I'm expecting application related load balancer that is distribute the traffic among multiple servers. So that's why I'm moving on with creating this application load balancer. I want to provide the name that is ALB. So in order to identify this, you can provide your name. In order to identify this among multiple application load balancers, you can provide your appropriate name. Now I provided my load balancer name like this. You can see it is a internet interfacing and IPv4 address only. Yeah, so by default I'm putting in this VPC and I'm selecting all the availability zones because my servers even present in a multiple subnets sometimes because in order to provide high availability, sometimes we may host our servers in multiple availability zones. Whenever we are working or whenever we are creating a real-time project for our clients, we actually host our servers. We actually take care of where we are hosting our servers also. So that's why I provided this load balancer. I accepting I provided the load balancer to accept or send the request or manage the servers which are present in multiple availability zones, that is multiple subnets as well. Then the security group, I'm just moving on with the security group that I provided by launching my server one because it access me the HTTP request. So that's why I provided this. So we need to provide the target group to which target group my request will be sent. So for that, currently I do not have any target group. I want to create one. So I'm just clicking on create target group. So what are my target servers? My target servers are my two EC2 instance, that is server 1 and server 2. So in order to configure that, I'm just selected my target group type as an instance. And we need to provide the name for client 1. So that's why I provided client 1, target group, and HTTP request I'm accepting, and in this VPC I'm accepting. Yeah, I'm just moving on with the create option, that is the next option to create this. So you need to register the targets that you want to put inside your target group. I'm just selecting these two and I'm just including those two. Now I'm just clicking on create a target group so that this particular target group will be created. You can see that particular target group will be created. Two targets are there. So 0 are unhealthy. Currently we haven't using anything. Now I just move back to this and I want to select the target group. Now I selected the target group. And now I'm moving on with the default options and I'm just creating this load balancer. You can see successfully my load balancer is created. So inside this load balancer, we're having the rules. So based on the rules only, our traffic will be routed. Now you can see DNS name is available. Just copy that. Now I'm just opening my website again. That is a browser again, and I'm just pasting this. You can see the site can't be reachable. So why do you get this? Because we need to configure the rule appropriately. You can see the default rule is there. I want to add one rule to it. I want to provide some condition that is a, so whenever HTTP header is came, or whenever any HTTP request, so whenever source IP is any one of this, that is I'm providing all the values. I provide the value. So whenever I got a request from this, I want to add a condition that actually I don't think this is the reason. I'm just moving on back. I think the Elastic application load balancer is not provisioned. So that's also one of the reason. Yeah, you can see the status is under provisioning. I'm just clicking on a reload. So now it is active. So after it becomes active only, you can able to access that application load balancer. Now I'm just reloading the page again. You can see we reached this server, that is server 2. I'm just reloading it again. You can see we reached to website 1, that is nothing but server 1. So like that, it is distributing the traffic among my servers. So whenever a user is accepting my website by using this application load balancer, then he can able to be routed among my servers. So his request is routed among my servers by using this application load balancer, right? Yes. So in this way, in real time, you can able to create your server for your client. If your client asks you, I want more servers for making my server highly available, you need to create much more servers, and in order to manage or distribute your load among those servers, you need to create your particular load balancer, and you need to create your target group. In order to route your traffic among multiple targets, you have an option to create a target group as well. So you can see under target load balancers, you have an option that is target group. So in the target group, you actually map to whatever the EC2 instances that you have. Then after creating this target group, you can use a load balancer to distribute or load. You can distribute your load among, or you can balance your load among your target group instances. So in this way, in real time, you can able to manage your servers or real time highly available infrastructure. So wow, you successfully hosted multiple servers, and you even created a load balancer to balance the load or distribute the load traffic coming from your users among multiple, that is currently 2 servers. That means more than one, so we call it as multiple servers by using a target group and load balancer. So that's what you gain the knowledge from this video. I hope this video is useful to you, and this provides you some knowledge or knowledge recap to you. I hope this video is useful. If you feel this video is useful and contentful, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye guys.